Every year, President of the United States gives the State of the Union address, in which he speaks on the State of the Union. In this program, we're going to speak on the state of our youth, which is kind of relative to the State of the Union. We as adults, and especially preachers, talk a lot about the state of our youth. But this time, we will give an opportunity for our youth to speak for themselves, about themselves. During last summer camp, we asked them a number of questions that pertain to their spiritual life. And based on those answers, we can draw our own conclusion on the state of our young people. About 40 people participated in these questions and answers sessions, which speaks better than any polling organization, because those basically take 1-2%. This is about 10%. Our church numbers around 300 to 400 young people, so it's about 10% plus of our youth that had participated in these Q&As. What we looked for was an idea about our youth. We will not discuss the answers in this program, but in the next one, I'll have our youth pastor, Ignat, joining me for a discussion about the answers. As for now, we will let you draw your own conclusion on the state of our youth. For the very first question, obviously, we ask their names, so let us introduce you to the participants of this Q&A.
My name is Marcus Karatki.
Sofia Zhuchenya. Evelyn.
Ilona.
Oksana.
Artur.
Liza Prudnikova.
Albert Riguezo.
David Aspidov.
Eric Kariteev.
My name is Eric Perpechkin.
Daniel Tovkac.
Tanya.
Tim Namitz.
Vanessa Namitz.
It's David. It's Mark Tupikov.
Maxim Primachenko.
My name is Philip Prudnikov.
My name is Eddie Kashubin.
Mark Solovyov.
Evna Karageza.
Alicia Shagratsky.
My name, Dennis.
My name is John Gatitsky.
Alina Drozhin.
Dennis.
Philip Kvach.
Slava Zhuchenya.
Ilya Babakov.
Edward Zhuchenya.
Nida Azatulna Barbaryan.
The next question was interesting to me personally. I had always wondered how young people introduce their parents. So we had asked the names of the parents of our young people. And it was interesting how they present their parents to the others.
Pavel and Ruslana Zhuchenya.
Pavel and Irina Aspidov.
Diman Vaля.
Vasya Luda Kedrich.
Сурен и Аня.
Alexander и Tatiana Prudnikov.
Leva и Оля Ригеза.
Irina and Pavel Aspidov.
Nikolai and Tanya.
George and Galina.
Michael Karatki and Anna Karatki.
My father's name is Daniel Tovkac as well, and my mother's name is Galina Tovkac.
Luda and Serozha.
Oksana, Valko и Daniel Namitz.
Parents' names are Svetlana Kashubin and Dmitry Kashubin.
Alexander and Tatiana.
Моего папу зовут Святослав Примаченко, а маму Елена.
Arkady Solovyov и Zinaida Solovyova.
Olga and Lev Rikeza.
Luba Shagratsky and Anatoly Shagratsky.
Alex and Irina.
Alla Gatitsky and Ilya Gatitsky.
Maria and Victor Drozhin.
Alex and Lily.
Konstantin and Natasha Kvach.
Anatoly and Maria Zhuchenya.
Vera and Leonid Babakov.
Pavel Zhuchenya and Ruslana.
Azat Ivera. My mom's name is Oksana and my dad's name is Dima.
Peter Mila. Svetlana and Sergey.
One of the questions was on the language that the youth is using. The answer was almost universal.
It's English, but I would like it to be Russian.
English.
It's easier in English, but I try to keep up on my Russian and Ukrainian.
I prefer English.
Русский.
English.
English.
Would be English.
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 English for sure.
English.
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 English and then Russian.
English.
English.
Russian and English.
English.
Russian.
English.
English probably.
Да, естественно, русский, я вырос в России.
We had a few questions on the book reading. One of them was on the books in general. Do you read books? And if you do, what is your favorite one? Here's what they said.
I don't read books besides the Bible.
I try to, yes.
Yeah.
Ну, я так сильно не читаю, Библия в основном.
Да.
Occasionally. Can't read.
Don't really read books. I started to read books because I realized it's important.
Yeah, once in a while.
Occasionally, I used to read more, haven't been reading as much.
Yes, I love books.
I used to, not anymore, just the Bible.
I do read a lot of books.
Я обожаю читать, я прочитал больше 100 книг.
Not really. Only for English class when I really need to.
Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. The most recent one I read, Anxious for Nothing.
The Reason for God by Timothy Keller.
Right now I started to read The Pursuit of God by A.W. Tozer.
I read Pilgrim's Progress not too long ago. I really like that one.
The Case for Christ.
I'd say Sherlock Holmes.
Зов предков, Джек Лондон.
The Great Investor by Benjamin Graham.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
All of Grace by Spurgeon is a good one.
I like The Book Thief.
My favorite book that I've read would have to be probably Of Mice and Men or The Great Gatsby.
Next question was on the historical characters, which do play important role in our lives. And the question was, who is your favorite biblical character?
I look up to Esther.
Апостол Павел.
Apostle Jan.
David. David, definitely.
David. No, I don't have a favorite character as of right now. I guess when I was a kid, I really liked the story of Joseph.
But if I had to pick somebody besides Jesus, it'd probably be King David.
Can't go with Jesus, I'd go with Moses.
I think David.
Yeah, I'll take Daniel.
Nehemiah.
David. Let's go with Paul and Moses.
Я думаю, это царь Давид.
David.
Stephen.
Job.
David, Job, and Paul.
Joseph.
There was also a question on which book of the Bible is considered to be your favorite.
It's probably Proverbs.
Favorite book in the Bible? I like James. It's really relevant to our day.
James.
Proverbs.
1 Коринфянам, наверное.
Послание от Якова.
Proverbs.
My favorite book would probably be either Hebrews or Romans.
In the Old Testament, it's probably the book of Isaiah. New Testament, I really like the 3 letters of John, as well as the Gospel of John. I kind of like that whole series.
Oh, definitely Romans.
I'd say Nehemiah.
I'd have to choose Acts.
It'd probably have to be Luke.
Proverbs.
John.
Psalms.
Probably Romans.
Probably Esther.
I've been part of Sulamita for 23 years. It's going to be 24 soon.
Ever since I was born.
Since I was born.
Ever since I was born.
Ever since I could remember.
All my life.
My whole life.
I've been going to church my whole life. I was raised going to church and never left.
My whole life.
My entire life.
Well, I was born here. I mean, not in the studio, but you know.
My whole life, but I've been at Sulamita for like almost 6 years.
My whole life.
My entire life.
I have been in Sulamita for around 3 years now.
My whole life.
I've grew up in this church.
All my life?
18 years.
I've been at Sulamita since 2003 once we came here and stayed here since.
The answer to my next question surprised me very much. The question was, are you planning to stay at Sulamita as you grow older? And listen to what they said.
I would like to.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Все зависит от Суламиты.
Если будет по воле Божьей, да.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Definitely. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I plan on staying here. I have no complaints with it. I like it here. I'm comfortable with it.
Of course.
I'm fine at Sulamita.
I do. I really love our church.
Yes, definitely.
I'd like to.
Yes, I do.
Forever. I love our church.
Yes, I'm planning on it.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely. I love this place. Best place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next question was somewhat difficult, but I was amazed at the answer. So we asked, who is your moral compass? Meaning, who do you look up to for moral decisions? And their answers were surprising.
Who I look up to? Probably my parents.
My parents.
My dad. Probably my mom.
Probably my dad.
Probably my dad.
I would give credit to my parents.
My father, I really look up to him.
I guess my grandma or my dad.
Grandpa, for sure. On my dad's side, he passed away, but he left a really good example.
I'd say my grandma, but a moral compass, I'd say Jesus, but I really look up to my grandma.
That would be my parents.
Этот человек, мой учитель в воскресной школе, какой в России у меня был.
My parents.
My dad.
I'd say my dad.
Oh, definitely my mom.
My dad.
Well, I look up to my dad often, but I mean, the right answer is Jesus.
Yeah, probably my dad.
Mom.
There was one question to which most of youth did not answer truthfully. And even they themselves admitted to that and said, yeah, that probably isn't true. How do I know that it isn't true? Well, why don't you listen and make your own conclusion? And the question was, how much time do you spend online daily? And here's what they said.
An hour or two a day.
No more. I try to keep it under an hour.
My phone, I have a tracker on my phone and it says like 1.5 hours.
Probably like 2 hours.
Интернет 2 часа примерно.
Depends on the day, it could be 2-3 hours.
Say about maybe an hour a day. Online, maybe an hour.
Maybe 30 minutes.
Probably an hour, hour and a half.
I think hours, fair to say.
2-3 hours a day, probably.
Just 1 or 2.
I don't know about online, but on phone, I think I'm averaging probably like 2 hours.
I'd say hour and a half to 2 hours.
Like 3 hours a day.
Это около 3-4 часов, от 3 до 4 часов.
Possibly a couple of hours, depending on the day.
Maybe 20 minutes a day, 15.
Too much.
It was interesting to see where our youth was heading profession-wise. And we asked them, who do they want to be when they grow up professionally? Who are they aiming at becoming?
Architect.
A teacher.
A devoted Christian.
Godly man. A business owner.
A civil engineer.
I'd like to be a dad to somebody.
I would want to be involved with church. Never want to leave that. I want to serve.
A nurse.
A good dad.
I want to be an elementary school teacher.
Я бы хотел быть музыкантом.
Want to be a physician.
I want to get my business degree.
A firefighter.
I want to be a nurse.
I really want to do some kind of leadership thing so I can lead something at church also.
Well, I'm studying to be an accountant right now, so.
I already grew up. I'm an engineer.
I either want to be a surgeon assistant or a registered nurse.
We are influenced by the teachers and preachers we are listening to. So we asked, who is your favorite preacher? Who do you look to for spiritual guidance and who do you draw spiritual food from? And here's what they said.
I like David Jeremiah.
Leo Frank.
Rick Warren. David Wilkerson.
One of my favorite preachers is George W. Duke.
My favorite preacher is Adrian Rogers.
My father, Daniel Tovkach.
Jim Cymbala from the Brooklyn Tabernacle.
I like Vitaly Bushducha.
Gotta stick with Daniil Tovkach and Nikolai Zakharovich.
Nikolai Zaharovich or Dima Zholnovakov?
Zaharovich.
Our pastor Daniel and our pastor Nikolai Zaharovich.
Shevchenko.
Russian would be Ihor Tsiba. English would be Major Ian Thomas.
Viktor Kurilenko.
It was interesting to find out the level of involvement in our youth, in the life of our local church. So they were asked, what ministry are you involved in?
I'm in kids ministry, Sunday school, kids camp.
Young adults choir, and I'm in teens ministry.
I like to be involved in kids ministry.
I teach Sunday school and then I just help out in youth, what's needed.
Yeah, I go to choir and also I'm going to missionary.
Наверное, в бите больше.
Да, в воскресной школе и в хоре.
I am in worship group and Helping out teen service.
I'm in the worship group and the band.
Currently a leader with the youth, so I lead a Bible study. I come out on stage once in a while.
I'm part of the youth leaders group.
I help out with the cell group, kind of like co-lead that one right now. Preach at youth, most likely one of the youth leaders.
Youth stuff, Sunday school. I'm in Sunday school, I'm in choir.
Это была и воскресная школа, и школа русского языка, и молодежный хор.
In church, music, choir. I'm the worship group leader in teens.
I'm currently in band and in media.
I'm a missionary, and I also am involved in kids camp ministry.
Yeah, so I'm a cell group leader in the youth, and then I preach primarily.
The level of personal commitment is important, and we asked them if they were baptized. And here's what they said.
Yes. Yes, I have. I have been.
Yes.
Да.
Da.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Yes, I've been baptized. I was baptized in Sulamita.
Yeah, I was baptized 2016.
Yes.
Yes, I have taken water baptism.
Yeah, I was baptized last year.
I am getting baptized this summer.
I have.
Да, я принимал водное крещение 3 года назад.
I'm getting baptized this summer.
No, but I'm planning to next year.
No.
Yes, I have.
Absolutely.
Entertainment plays an important part in our daily life, and especially music. What is your favorite song? Was the next question to our youth.
Я хотел бы на месте разбойника быть пригвожденный.
О молитва.
Old Rugged Cross.
Song. Tough one. I don't really know, but I really like Scandal of Grace.
Probably Церковь Господа, ты невеста у Христа. Softly and Tenderly by Alan Jackson.
My favorite song would be More Love, More Power.
I like Sound of War by Tommy Prophet.
You Won't Relent.
Probably Forever. I think it's by Carrie Job.
Deep Cries Out by Bethel.
Affirmation by George Benson.
Yeah, that song.
As I was growing up, we had very few people who knew how to play musical instruments. With our kids, it is very different. We live in a country of opportunities, and our kids have a lot of opportunities to learn how to play musical instruments. And we asked them, what musical instrument do you play?
I play the piano.
I play the guitar, acoustical. I play piano.
I play this alto saxophone.
When I was younger, I played the alto saxophone.
A flute.
I've been playing piano since I was in 6th grade. I played the trumpet, played the baritone, and I kind of started picking up guitar the last year.
I do. I play the piano and I play the flute.
I play piano and I'm learning guitar.
Я играю на фортепиано.
I play both the violin and the guitar.
I love piano and guitar. Singing, saxophone and clarinet are really fun too.
Yes, I play a saxophone.
I used to play piano, and I play here and there.
In the worship group, I play the bass.
I play the guitar.
I play the drums and the piano, and a little bit of bass, but I tend to keep it to one string. I'm not that good for all 5.
So we asked our youth, what is your favorite activity? Let's compare their activities with the ones we had when we were their age. It seems so long ago.
Just anything, crafting, baking.
I like being active, so outdoors.
I like to play volleyball.
Hiking.
Spending time with my loved ones.
Sports.
Volleyball.
Getting together with close friends and spending time together and whatever it may be. Enjoying the outdoors together or just in each other's company, talking about life, talking about God.
I do enjoy the outdoors. I mean, I have an office job, so I want to get out when I can. Hiking, playing soccer with some of the guys sometimes.
I really like playing basketball. That's what I like to do in my free time a lot.
I love the outdoors. I like shed hunting. I guess that's kind of a boyish thing, but I do really like it.
I definitely like fishing. Just gives me freedom.
Hiking.
I love music and sports.
Playing volleyball.
Playing sports.
Helping out my dad.
Being in the presence of fun people and in the Lord, you know.
Socializing somewhere with friends with some coffee or some food.
Basketball.
One of the questions was very interesting to a lot of people, and it was about the family. What family traditions do you have in your home?
Going to Seaside every summer for the volleyball tournament. It's a lot of fun. We all get together there and hang out.
Not anything that stands out. We love to get together, sing and pray.
Getting together for the holidays.
Many camps, volleyball tournaments.
Yeah, a lot. We have a whole bunch of like camps and trips to California to visit family. We go to cabin for winter time.
Camping. We'd go out camping. We'd get together for holidays. And
we take Christmas incredibly serious in our family. We deck the halls like it's nobody's business.
Family comes together like brothers and sisters, even if they're married with all the nephews and nieces. We'll get together for like on Sundays very often.
We gather every holiday. We always pray together.
My favorite is opening Christmas presents on Christmas Eve.
We gather with all our relatives for Thanksgiving.
Отправлять меня на улицу по делам, когда я только переоденусь.
My family likes to eat every single meal together and just always pray at night together.
We always, at night, pray before we go to sleep.
We have a tradition. We go somewhere with our family every year, like on vacation.
Roast each other.
We also asked a very specific question on the number of times they visit church. How often or how many times a week do you visit your local church?
Almost every day. I think I am there Sunday through Friday.
3 times a week.
Once, twice, more than that.
Не каждый день, но часто.
Пару раз в неделю.
Every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday cell group, Fridays I try to come.
4.
4 to 6 times a week.
3 to 4 times a week.
I could say 6 days a week. I'm here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I'm not here. So.
Every single day of the week except Saturday.
3-4 раза в неделю хожу в церковь.
6-7 times a week.
Every day except for Saturday.
Like 3 times a week.
4 times a week.
Probably like 4 or 5 times a week, including like youth services and Wednesday services.
What, like 6 times a week?
6 days a week, I think.
I come at like every opportunity that I get.
Yeah, like once.
About like anywhere from just Sunday service to like 3 or 4 times.
4 or 5 times, maybe 6 sometimes.
I try to do at least twice a week.
As our youth grows older and older, they begin to think for themselves and decide on what they would like to change in their youth. So one of the questions was, what would you change in your youth? And here's what they said.
Just be more real with the youth. Tell them about our own struggles, about what we went through in our own lives, and not to have this just very fake, we're a Christian, we have to be perfect. And it's more of like, this is what I lived through, this is what God did in my life, and be able to really share our testimonies, be honest with each other without judgment. I just feel like because we have such a big youth, I wish we were a little more united.
Дал бы серьезности.
Больше искренности.
One of the things, though, I would love to see is simplicity and just genuine, like what this camp's about. Well, genuine love and unity and just simplicity in that.
I think that a lot of things get hampered down because we're not always loving each other. That goes, I speak first and foremost to myself about love and unity and being able to connect with those who you don't easily connect with, and then being able to serve, and then being able to reach out, because until we love each other, there's not much we're going to do. So I would first I'll say that to me, and then for everybody else.
I think so everyone would be more friendly towards each other and loving. I think we have a lot of friend groups and we don't travel as much outside of those. So if we were more united, I think.
To have a little bit more realness feel like everyone puts on an act, but then like people struggle, everyone struggles. Just be real with each other.
Definitely commitment. That's more of a personal choice for each and every one of us, but definitely commitment and more people.
We're on a level that I feel like it's hard. We need to really start being more, in my opinion, really need to be more intentional.
I feel like most people said this, but honestly, unity and noticing other people, bringing them up with us, not just hanging out in our own groups, which is always fun, but noticing those kind of outsiders that want to be noticed and help them, bring them up so they feel better and want to be at youth services, church.
Who am I to say something, to change something? But to me, it's like, I think we could use a more passion for prayer. And during that prayer, we have that fire flowing and igniting everyone around us, not only just praying for ourselves real quick and then that's it, we all go home.
Change for the better does not happen without us changing ourselves for the better. So one of the questions was, what is that you do not like about yourself? And you'll be surprised, but here's what the answer is.
There's a lot of things I can work on, and I think we can all agree to that. The closer you get to God, the more imperfections you see in yourself.
I think there are a few areas that I like to change about myself.
There's quite a bit, but I don't know.
Много чего.
I wake up bad in the morning.
I need to be a more positive person because I tend to look at the negative things.
My work ethic, even though my work ethic is good, but when I sit down and I don't want to do anything, I don't do anything.
I am quick to speak and slow to hear.
Sometimes I talk too much without a filter.
The one thing is that I don't always reflect Jesus as much as I should.
I want to be better around people.
We all have character flaws. I think one thing I need to work on is being humble and loving others, for sure.
I tend to mumble a lot when I get serious.
I can be a little bit prideful at times.
Я все время хочу работать над собой, но мне так лень это делать.
I love the way God made me.
I need to be nice to people sometimes.
Probably the amount of time I spend with God, that can definitely always increase.
Punctual to places that I don't want to be.
Yeah, I think one thing would be sometimes I have a lack of motivation to do some things.
I think everyone has the moments where they're like, I don't like something about myself, but to me, every time I get those thoughts, I have to reroute myself back to the truth that Jesus gave us, which, we're fearfully and wonderfully made.
I would like to be closer to God.
There was also a question on the favorite part of the service. Now, I don't know they all answer truthfully, so please draw your own conclusions.
I think just fellowship with everyone. I just love talking to people, getting to know people, talking about God and what people are going through.
The sermons are amazing, especially when the Holy Spirit touches you.
Когда баланс всего, проповеди, молитвы.
Being able to gather with all the youth and enjoy our time when we're all together.
I like singing worship.
Well, I guess probably my favorite service would be communion because it's Christ-centered and we have a lot of time to pray and think.
Personally, the most edifying things for me are the sermons.
I like the sermons.
I like the worship.
Best part of church services is the very last prayer because that is when we can thank God for everything we have.
Zakharovich, when Zakharovich walks up, man, it's just it's a whole nother level.
The sermons.
Общение after church is great. Messages are fantastic. Choir's beautiful.
Yeah, probably. I enjoy more of the sermons.
Talking with the youth and stuff like that, connecting with them, seeing making friends, I guess.
Sometimes I enjoy the preacher. Sometimes I enjoy the worship. It just matters what the topic's about.
I think the molitva is really good.
Listening to these answers make you think that not everything is lost. And a lot of our youth are very decent, nice, God-fearing Christian people. And I do hope wholeheartedly that our church does have a future. What questions have we missed? What questions should we have asked? Please Leave your opinion in the comments below. In the next program, we will discuss the answers that you heard today. But at this point, God bless you and have a great day.